Hey there, and welcome to the third video in the series on how to use the List app for managing your catering business. Thanks for sticking with us. In this video, we'll talk about the things you do day to day in running the business. That includes adding catering orders, adding customers, and adding a share for a new employee. We'll also talk about printing orders and the chat feature to collaborate with your team. And we'll briefly look at the alerts the system will send to you. If you joined us for the first video, we covered how to set up your account with a username and a password, how to use the passcode, and how to create a desktop icon for easy access to the app. In the second video, we covered configuring the List app for your catering business with the two main card files, customers and orders. We also talked about alerts. So let's get to work on how to use the app for managing catering day to day. First off, we'll just log into our account. And as you recall, you can use the code to easily access your account. And once you're logged in, you'll see that we set up two file folders here, one for orders and one for customers. First thing we want to do is a bit of a reminder. We have shared the order folder, as you can tell by this icon here, but we have not shared the customer folder. So we do want to go in and actually do a share on that. So we'll click on the customer folder. Then we'll click the browse button to take us into the details screen, and then click the customer folder again to go into the details and click share to share the folder. We'll use the same share name that we used in the last video. We're going to share this with test user 10. And this folder is now shared. So if we go back to our home page, you'll see that we have the share icon on our customer folder as well. Now, if you have a new employee, somebody new has come on stream, they're going to handle catering for you, you'll want to make sure that you add them to the share folders. So both of these folders need to be shared. We'll start with the orders. We click on that. Browse first. Then into the details screen, hit share, and we'll add who our new employee is. Click share. The system does not find the new employee, of course, until we add their email address. And we hit share. And we can go back to the home page, go into the customer folder, and repeat the same process. And it's that easy to add a new employee and share all your folders with that new employee. So the other thing that we want to cover real quickly is how you would add a customer. We'll click on the customer folder, add the customer here, say it's Mr. Jones. We have added Mr. Jones here. Click in here for some detail. We'll edit the record and we can enter some contact information for him. So, say we normally contact him by texting. This is his cell phone. And again, if we have a street address, now when we go back to the folder and we view the file, we can call him on the cell phone here. You can also click the address field, which will take you right to a Google map to that particular location. We'll go back to our home page, and let's say we want to add an order. We would select the date of the order. Again, the date say order for that, and click Add. Now when we click on this particular order, it will bring the actual order up. We have a title that says it's an order for who it is, and their @ code. We have their contact information here, and this is the actual order. So if we edit this order, we could say, what is it that they're actually ordering? 5 large pizzas, 2 large coffee butlers, and whatever else that you had to order, and then you can just click Save. And adding an order is as simple as that. So a few key things about entering orders for a moment, and why we enter it in this particular format that we see up here. The first thing is the date up front. If you recall in the second video when we set up the alerts, what our alerts look like, it's going to look for a date in this entry field when you create an order, and it's going to set up an alert for a view of an order within a day or a no view of an order within a day, and send us an email if someone looks at it or if nobody looks at it to make sure that this order is being taken care of. So that's why we put the date in first. Then we say it's an order for, then we hit the Add button, and the Add button is what triggers the link to our contacts field. And then if I select the contact, when I hit the Add button, then what it's going to do is take all that contact information and bring it over into the order automatically. That way I've got the phone number, the name, the address to give me a map. That all comes over all by itself. The other thing we should have a look at is why we create a separate folder for each date. This one now I have 2 orders in it. If I want to print all the orders for a particular date, all I need to do is click on this, go into the detail screen, and say print subs, and it will print all the orders for that particular day. So that's why we create the date header first, so it groups all the orders for a day together for easy printing. So again, there's lots of things in this detail screen that we have not touched on at all, and if you'd like to learn a little bit more about them, you can just click this help button up here, and it'll open a window, and that window will describe all the features for all the fields and all the options that are out there. I kind of like to just play around and learn by doing, but some people like the instructions, so the help file is always there for you. Now there is one other thing that I did want to show you. If we go back to this particular card in this order, we want to talk about collaboration. So let's view this card, and let's pretend this was a little complicated an order. Rather than just 5 large pizzas, maybe it was a specialty pizza, and we needed to make sure we had the correct ingredients. So what we can do is we can open a chat box, and this is just like a chat on social media. And we know that Sarah takes care of our catering now, so we'll say, hey, Sarah, please check the ingredients on hand for this order, and click send. Now that'll create a chat right in this application so that we can see what everybody was talking about, but because I referenced Sarah's name directly, Sarah is now going to get an email, and that email is going to alert her to the fact that we want to have her have a look at that order. So let's go ahead and see if she did get that email. It hasn't come through yet. Let's send and receive. We'll see if it does come through. There we go. So this says, hello, Sarah, you were mentioned in the chat. And here's a link right here that would take you right to the order so she can have a look at exactly what we're talking about. So this video was all about using the CardFile application to run a catering business. I hope you found it enjoyable. If you do have further questions, remember you can always check the help file here. You can contact us at the service desk just by clicking at the bottom of the screen here, and then you can send us off an email. And when you do that, we'll answer any questions that you do have. Thanks for joining us.